the Southeast news leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Well, thanks for joining us here for the news on WTOC Plus. I'm digital anchor Jude Binkley. Believe it or not, we're just over a week away from Christmas, and we need your help to make the holidays for kids across the coastal empire as special as possible. Today is the final day for the 2025 WTOC Big Give Back Toy Drive. We're live all day at the Walmart on Whitmarsh Island, and that's where we find our very own Tim Guidera. Tim, how's it looking out there this afternoon?
Jude, I tell you what, it has been busy from the start. We talked to Joe Hennessy during morning break. He already had a couple boxes filled at 9 o'clock this morning, and then it has just continued all the way through lunchtime. Around now, we're heading into the afternoon. We got a goal to fill 30 boxes out here today, and we are getting close to it. We got a couple empty, but that's just because we just put them together with that ambitious goal, but we do want to get them filled. It's always great when we get out to this islands community. They are so anxious to be involved in all of the drives we do for the community, and they have certainly responded to this one, supporting the Big Give Back Toy Drive for the Savannah Police Department's Toyland that is coming up on Saturday. That's where all these toys are going. They're going out to the community through the Savannah Police Department, going to make a lot of kids' dreams come true. Those kids are going to be getting some great stuff. We've been seeing stuffed animals, games, puzzles, doll houses. Check this out. Somebody just came out with 6 brand new watches and dropped them off at our toy drive here. Just came out of Walmart, put them in a bag and kept walking. Barbie Dreamhouse stuff. This is very popular. Bluey. It is a relatively new, popular TV show for kids. We've got a lot of Bluey merchandise out here, including a big guy right here with a Christmas hat on. And I mean, toys and cars and trucks and everything. This is really cool. Somebody dropped off some fishing gear for a child, but certainly something that you can put in the water and maybe even catch a fish. But that's what we like to do around, as we get close to the end of the toy drive, remind people, the older kids, Christmas is special to them too. So sporting goods, maybe a little clothing or something like that, those watches, maybe for an older child, because they want to have something to open up on Christmas morning as well, and anything that you are able to bring out here to the toy drive is certainly going to make some kids happy. And then, of course, we've got we've got some of these toy dragons, lots of bikes, and this is only part of the toy drive. Our lobby at WTOC is full to the top. You can barely move around in there. In fact, just a couple of hours ago, I brought 3 boxes back from Plant Riverside District that the Fabulous Equinox Orchestra collected at their Christmas concert. They did a toy drive for the WTOC Toy Drive and for the Savannah Police Department on Sunday night, filled 3 boxes that are now there, and then the Savannah Police Department tomorrow will pick everything up, load up that Toyland, which basically becomes a big toy store. And parents are invited in to select toys to give to their children on Christmas morning. Now, something that you had to pre-register for, registration is closed, but come Sunday, Saturday afternoon, that is just going to be really special. And we're actually seeing some folks come out here asking how they can be involved in that event, because that's when you get to the big payoff too. That's when you get to see the smiles. But so WTOC has been proud to partner with the Savannah Police Department for years. We've got some of our partners out here. You see League of Brawn, Bay Street Blues, some volunteers from those organizations are here. Again, Fabulous Equinox Orchestra. So many people have supported our toy drive, but not anywhere near as strongly as the support of people just showing up, seeing the signs, seeing the toy boxes, saying, how can I participate? How can I make a child happy? And you can do that just by coming down to the Walmart on Whitmarsh Island anytime up until 7 o'clock tonight and donating a toy. And we're going to be here all that time. And Jude, I think in a little while we'll talk to you. We'll see how many more toys we've gotten, if we've gotten any closer to that goal of 30 boxes that we're going to fill. It's ambitious.
All right.
We're going to do it.
Sounds great, Tim. It's great seeing that whole scene behind you. I've heard there's a bit of a friendly competition going on between the Whitmarsh Island Walmart and the Abercorn Walmart where we were last week. So we'll see who comes out on top between the donations between the two stores. But Tim, thanks for checking in, and we'll touch base here at the top of the hour at 2 o'clock. Thank you. All right, well, we are going to continue with our top stories of the day here on WTOC Plus. We do have an alert for you. Statesboro police are asking for the public's help finding a missing teen. 15-year-old Amani Mathis left her home on Prince Way last night and has not come home. Now, police believe she may be in the area of Chandler Road. Anyone who has information on where she is urged to contact Detective Heron at that number on your screen, 912-764-9911, or you could submit an anonymous tip through the Statesboro PD website. Well, happening overnight, a pedestrian was hit and killed by a vehicle in Chatham County. It happened on President Street between Riverview and Capitol around 11:30 last night. That's according to the Chatham County Police Department. Now, one car was driving in the eastbound lane on President Street when Georgia State Patrol says it hit the victim who was in the roadway. The driver of that car got out and went over to help the victim when a second car also hit that pedestrian. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene, and GSP is leading the investigation. On the Crime Watch, the suspect charged with killing a Beaufort County woman nearly 40 years ago is now out on bond. According to court records, Cortez Lake posted bond and was released from custody last Friday just after 5 p.m. He's being charged with killing Margit Schuler back in 1987. Police arrested Lake just about a month ago after DNA evidence linked him to the crime. On December 3rd, his attorney requested for a judge to reconsider bond in the case. The judge granted that request last week and reset bond at $100,000. Make sure you stick with WTOC for any updates. Well, a Savannah restaurant owner is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the acid attack that happened 1 week ago today. Southern Cross Hospitality is made up of several restaurants, including Collins Quarter, which has a location in Forsyth Park. That restaurant group says many of their employees and their families live near the park, and they want a suspect arrested as soon as possible to help with safety concerns.
It affects more than just Ashley. I think it affects anyone that's alone walking the streets at night, feeling unsafe currently because of the situation that happened. We really want to be able to provide a platform for someone that doesn't really feel like they have the capacity to go forward if they have information.
Collins Quarter is hoping other businesses in the area will come forward to address safety concerns. And if you have any tips, you can contact Savannah Police. The FBI is also offering a $5,000 reward for any info leading to that arrest. In national news, we now know a Georgia native is one of the students injured in the shooting at Brown University that took place over the weekend. Jacob Spears from Columbia County, Georgia, is now recovering after being shot in the stomach on Saturday. Spears says he was able to run outside and call 911 as other students helped stop his bleeding. He had only started as a freshman at Brown in August and had planned to fly home tomorrow for the holidays. Thankfully, he is expected to make a full recovery, and CBS News' Jared Hill spoke with Spears and has the latest on that investigation.
As the manhunt for the Brown University shooter enters its 5th day, authorities have released enhanced videos of a person of interest walking around an area near the campus hours before the attack.
We believe that he was actually casing out this area to commit the crime.
The person of interest is said to be about 5'8". Investigators have not determined if he has a connection to the university.
I'm confident that a member of the public is going to recognize this person, perhaps a family member. Some cases have broken this way after a period of days.
Brown has 1,200 cameras across campus, but authorities say almost none were in a position to capture the shooter, citing the building's placement on the edge of campus.
Whether that was by design by this shooter or not, I can't tell you. But it is an unfortunate circumstance for us.
Memorials have been growing for the 2 students killed in Saturday's attack and the 9 others injured, most of whom are still in the hospital. Freshman Jacob Spears was coming out of a study session when he was shot Saturday. He spoke with CBS News.
First I was confused, but then I realized what was happening. I ran. He got me in the back, but adrenaline did me good and I was able to get up and run.
As the search for clues continues, hundreds packed a church at the heart of campus Tuesday night, supporting one another during this time of grief. Jared Hill, CBS News, Providence, Rhode Island.
Well, President Donald Trump will deliver a primetime address to the nation tonight, but the White House has not said exactly what the president will be speaking about. We do know the president plans to lay out some of his agenda for next year. WTOC Washington correspondent Brandon Cullerton has more.
This primetime address from President Donald Trump comes as his popularity slips, especially on the economy. The latest polling from the Associated Press found just 31% of U.S. adults approve of how the commander-in-chief is handling the economy, his lowest mark of either term. Public sentiment has become a concern for Republicans as Democrats continue saying they can ride an affordability message to retake the House of Representatives in the midterms. Vice President J.D. Vance has already given a speech this week on how the administration is handling the economy.
If you look at every single affordability crisis that we talk about in the United States of America today, it's because we inherited a nightmare of an economy from Joe Biden.
The White House has provided extremely limited details about what the president plans to say.
He's going to talk a lot about the accomplishments over the past 11 months, all that he's done to bring our country back to greatness, and all he continues to plan to do to continue delivering for the American people over the next 3 years.
The president plans to deliver his address from the White House at 9 p.m. Eastern. In Washington, I'm Brendan Cullerton.
Well, this is developing now. South Carolina's Attorney General has opened up an investigation into the Roblox Corporation. The state has joined several others taking similar legal action, raising broader questions about the company's practices. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson opened up that investigation, citing concerns about child safety on that gaming platform. His office says parents may be misled about how safe the platform really is. The investigation comes as Iowa's Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against Roblox, accusing the company of failing to protect children. Roblox says user safety is a priority, and that is adding new limits on user communication. Well, this is first on WTOC Plus. The ringing of bells in front of grocery stores is a sound of the season just about as common as a Christmas carol. But this year, donations for the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign are falling short of their goal, even as the need for support continues to rise. Now, I sat down with Lieutenant Chelsea Carter from the Salvation Army Savannah Corps to talk about this year's Red Kettle campaign. Here's an extended look at our conversation. Well, Lieutenant Carter, thanks for taking the time today to speak with us about this year's Red Kettle campaign. First off, for the folks who maybe just see the kettles outside of grocery stores and maybe don't know what this initiative is, tell me a little bit about it and the programs it goes towards supporting.
Oh, absolutely. Well, just even the fact of people seeing the Red Kettle at their local stores, just remembering that there's joy at that kettle, as well as just knowing that this didn't just start overnight. This happened in California, and it brought so much peace to families who didn't have anything. And then it's just transpired into something bigger, where definitely locally here in Savannah, where we are able to have a shelter, where we're able to feed families every night. We're able to bring hope to people who cannot pay their rent, bring joy to children who are in need of a coat or toys, and just even bring a smile to people in the community who see us out and are doing just the simple need. So that is what that Red Kettle represents. It represents joy, hope, as well as peace for families who are receiving the money from this kettle, if it's, like I said, to pay rent, utilities, and even food assistance, as well as even being able to stay here in the shelter for a night. That's just amazing, as well as knowing that we can't do it without our community.
And something that I didn't even know, all of the money that goes into those kettles stays right here in our communities.
It stays right here in Savannah and our surrounding counties that we serve.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
And how is the Red Kettle campaign looking this year?
This year, it's been good, but we are serving so many people in need. And this year, our goal it's 125,000, and right now we are probably at 67,000. And so obviously that's under. So we still have 7 more days to go and ring at the kettle. So if anyone wants to go out and ring at a kettle, please register to ring. We would love to have you guys come and volunteer because this community needs you. We couldn't do it without y'all.
And you just talked a little bit about community need. What have you guys been seeing here at the Salvation Army? And has there been an increase of it, or Kind of how are
definitely over. So just getting here in 7 months, I've seen fluctuation because of definitely when it was heat advisories. I saw that people wanted to get out of the heat. Obviously, heat stroke is real. So we've served many people to come into the shelter, as well as just feeding them. And then right now, just even this past week, we opened up our shelter for the winter advisory because of the cold front that came in. So, I mean, you see fluctuations coming in, but definitely, the most people who are in need are the men. Those are the ones who have been unsheltered the most, who are out in the community. And then families, we've seen a lot more families come in as well. So if you know a family who needs a place to stay, we would love to have them, as well as even just women. There's been a fluctuation of women coming in here too. So we're always just trying to make sure we have spots for people, but again, we cannot do it without volunteers. So thank y'all.
And I know you touched on it a moment ago, but if someone does want to get involved or help in any way, how much longer is the Red Kettle campaign going on for?
So we end December 24th, but with the Salvation Army, there's always a need. There's always a way to give back. If you're able to even coming into our shelter and volunteering your time there, if you can't give any cash, or we have an online kettle that it's open all year round. And then just, coming around and just helping and smiling and just giving someone hope that someone cares. So, there's moments where we don't always have the funding to do it, but we're blessed with our hands and feet to come and do actions as well. So we would love to have anyone.
Well, that's all the questions I had for you. Was there anything else you'd like to touch on?
So this year we are celebrating 125 years here in Savannah. Recently, the mayor just did a proclamation just to celebrate and just do a huge thing, because it's important that we be known that we've not only been here, but we've been serving the community here for 125 years. So that's just amazing, because not that many people can not just say brag, but just be a part of something that is so meaningful. Just even being at a kettle, there's times where I've been ringing and I've heard stories of people just stating that I remember when I was a kid, and some of them have been like 60 years old, and they're talking about how the Salvation Army gave back to them, how they made sure they had a meal, or they had a great Christmas, or they just brought hope to their family that was broken when there was a fire or something that happened. So just being around for 125 years and hearing rich stories about the Salvation Army here in Savannah, it's definitely been amazing to see. So it's definitely a blessing.
And with that, we are going to wrap things up here for the news on WTOC Plus. Appreciate you spending part of your afternoon with us. We will be back in just about 10 minutes for the First Alert Weather Show with Dave Turley at 1:30. And then at 2 o'clock, we'll be back live again, once again, from the Walmart on Whitmarsh Island for another look at the WTOC Big Give Back Toy Drive. Will be live all afternoon and evening right here on air and online at WTOC. Also, something coming up at 2, we're going to be taking a look back at some of the top international news stories from 2025. We've got kind of a year in review for that. We're excited to show you. But in the meantime, for your latest news and updates, you can always head on over to our website at WTOC.com. We'd like to thank you all for watching, and here's Local News Live.